All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris, Unholy Jesus.
Hey, happy hump day, family. What's good?
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Media Hijack. This is episode 223. Before we get started, if you guys want to get some official Media Hijack t-shirts like this one right here, you can head over to the MediaHijack.com, grab you some official t-shirts. Also, if you want to catch a replay for this live Twitch video, you can head over to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Give us that 5-star frog splash. All right.
Please.
Tonight we got 3 topics for the night. The first topic, we're going to be talking about the Anunnakis, the Sumerian gods. Are they coming back? This is just word on the streets, and when I'm talking on the streets, I'm talking about the Pentagon.
Big brother.
And I saw somebody on Instagram talked about, the CIA, they said that there's rumors of the Anunnakis, they're going to be coming back to Earth, and they're going to bring their planet back too.
Why? Is there any theories as to why they showing up? And
either to transplant people, right? They're like, all right, our people's going to come live on your planet because you guys look cozy over there.
Let's give y'all some more problems.
Yeah, let's build this bridge and we're going to fucking... it's going to be more than the LGBTQ whatever people. Like, you're going to add a few more letters in there.
LGBTQA for Anunnaki.
Identify as a god. Like, whoa. We're going to have some problems here on Earth, man. Some cosmic problem. Yeah, like, come on. Could you say no to that? The world is already prepped for it. Like, it's well oiled for that type of behavior.
What do you identify as? A god. Okay.
A god. Say less. Do what you want.
Cool. All right, we'll just push this paperwork on through.
All right. Okay, so since we're going to be talking about the Anunnakis, for the people that don't know, like, the whole origin story, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. So the Anunnakis, they're known as these ancient deities from Sumerian mythology, which is one of the oldest known civilization on this earth. Mm-hmm. They are considered gods and goddesses, both good and evil, male and female, and they said that they come from a planet called Nibiru, or Nibiru, if you're Japanese.
All right.
Which is now scientists, I don't know, maybe over 10 years ago, they said that, hey, there's like another planet out there, and they named it Planet X.
Yeah.
Which could be Nibiru.
Could be sit on the outskirts.
Yeah, it could be Nibiru for all we know. Mm-hmm. And these gods, they gave them credit to, they were credited of creating the human race on this planet. So we might be their science project for all we know. They said that they spliced like our DNA with the early hominoids that was already here on Earth. They mixed them together. And the whole purpose for that was to use us as slave labor to mine gold. You remember the story?
Yes, hell yeah.
And the reason why they wanted to get gold is because they said the atmosphere on their planet was getting destroyed, right? So they needed gold to fix their atmosphere. So they can reflect all the lights from, solar radiation from their sun and basically bring their planet back to life. And they weren't going to mine gold themselves because, come on, with advanced technology like that. And then on top of that, like, hey, let's just make humans do this. But right now, they're a little too dumb. So we got to make them a little bit smarter, but not too smart.
Not too smart.
Because
smart enough to learn how to work a tool.
Right. Not smart enough to overtake us and, tell us what to do. Because I think that's what happened. Like, they made them like a little too smart in the beginning, and they were about to take over. They're like, you better destroy this shit. These motherfuckers are a little too smart. Like, cut some DNA strands down, like,
Right, make them a little dumb.
And let them die faster. Don't let them live to 500. That's too long.
Right, turn that shit down to like 60.
Yeah, or like 120 max. 80. Like the cap is 120. That's if you do everything perfect.
I was like, you have to do everything right.
Yeah, your stats, everything has to be perfect.
Maxed out.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't think people are getting up to 125 these days.
Nah, I think the oldest is 114?
That sounds about right.
And I think they smoke cigarettes. So now that makes me wonder, how do we get that far?
Well,
A
there's
lot of
this.
people that
What was that?
seem like a lot of these folks that be hitting like past 100. Not a lot, but you see some of them like, yeah, I smoke a cigar once a day, maybe twice a day. And I'm like, really? Like that's man, maybe it's the mind. I don't know.
It is the
why you
mind. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yeah, it's the mind. Because there's this lady, she drank like every day of her life, and she lived like to almost 100, drinking whiskey.
like right? How y'all define science?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's because she did what she loved doing. I think that's the thing. Like, do what you love doing, because the people that's usually dying at 60, they're doing something like, I fucking hate this shit, and then like, all right, the body's like clocking out.
I'm not happy with my life, and
Click.
reality's like, cool. You don't like life? I won't get you up out of here real quick.
All right, mission is up. Like, you didn't complete it. Come back again like later. Born as a baby. North Korea. Oh no, I picked the hardest level. All right, so what's the buzz about like this whole return of these Anunnakis? So lately there's been an increase of UFO sightings worldwide. Like, there's this app you could download. I forgot the name of the app, but it's the app where you can like upload UFO photos, like, or videos and photos, like whenever you see it, and it goes instantly to like the UFO database, like for people. Yeah, it's not like
dope.
just like YouTube. Like, this one is just dedicated for UFOs.
Right, like an alien archive type of.
Yes, like for the people. Because everybody's seeing so much shit now, and there's a lot, right? You cannot say all of this is AI, because a lot of it looks real as shit.
Man, I've seen shit that I wish I had a camera for. I saw like a black tiny square dot in the sky one time, just moving around. But it was so light. The only way you could kind of like see it is if it had flown like in front of the clouds. That's the only way you could really see it. And it's like, oh my God. What the fuck? It's been haunting me for years on what that is, man. I've been trying to like find videos, so I'm gonna try to see what they got on that app, because I've been looking for something.
It might be a Minecraft block.
It looked like, you know, like sometimes when like I don't know how, you don't see this too much in video games nowadays, but old school video games where like a screen doesn't render all the way and there's like a black like square like just
Yeah, it could be that.
It looked like that. I was like, oh my God. I was like, simulation. It's like,
I was like, that shit better load up.
right?
You're
It's
probably
buffering right now.
yeah, like you seeing it, like your brain was probably still calculating it.
Yeah, I was like,
Your brain's
what
like
the
89%, 91. Meanwhile, everybody's like, what are you talking about? I see nothing.
Right?
I think that's what happened.
I kept telling my mom, I was like, you see? She's like, no, what are you talking about? I was like, that black square that's tiny in the sky. Like, she says, you mean that plane? I was like, the square, ma. Like, not the damn plane.
You mean that plane again? Dude.
I was like, she's glitching.
Dude, it might be like how everybody is projecting like their own reality. Like, let's say like we're all wearing our own VR goggles, and only you're seeing what's in your VR goggle, right?
Right.
And then when I come in your space, like, you just loaded up my character,
Right.
like still physical and stuff, but
Yeah,
I'm still
like,
not in your circle. You know, somebody was
Right.
talking about this theory, and the way they explained it is way better than me. It was so deep. I was like, what the hell? I had to rewind that shit because they explained that shit so good. I was like, damn.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you walk into a room that somebody's in. Now you're entering, like, I don't know what you want to call, like, not their server. I don't know what the fuck you call it, but you're rendered into their world now. I've heard of something like that before. Something maybe similar to it, where like, I don't like, kind of playing a video game and the shit doesn't exist until you enter the room. What was it? I don't remember the name of that theory. I forget the name of it now.
I know what you're talking about.
It was like
I forgot
Schrodinger's
too. I know what you're talking about, but it just, you're just loading up like your projection of that reality, of your reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got like a little deeper than that, but I'm not gonna get into it because it might be too confusing. But let's get back to this, the Pentagon. So they say the Pentagon is allegedly holding back intel to avoid mass panic. And you remember how I told you earlier how, okay, the Anunnakis, they're gonna come here like with their spaceships, right? But they're gonna bring their planet too. There's a video online where it showed this big ass object that moved across like the sun, and it was huge. People were like, "What the fuck was that? That shit was big as fuck, and it blocked like half the sky, like in a telescope, and you could see it pass by the sun, like for a split second, but it was big enough to block half the sun."
Damn, you could kind of see like the shadow come in and go out a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta find that footage. It's crazy, dude. And then I was like, "Is that a planet somebody's hauling?"
Getting towed.
And right now, like let's say that planet is already in our orbit, right? But it's just cloaked out, invisible, waiting for the word.
Oh, right. Some kind of reflective invisibility technology on an entire planet.
Yeah, like it could be just waiting, it's just waiting for their moment when they're like, all right, give us that green light. We're going to touch down. We don't give a fuck where we land. Because that's why we're seeing so much alien activity, because these motherfuckers are going back and forth from their planet to Earth, back and forth, back and forth. Because now, like, let's say like that planet, right, in the atmosphere, that's like a hub for like people transitioning over from their planet, getting their green card, passport, or whatever, to come to Earth. But they have to go through a process.
Yeah, some type of credential. You can't just be walking up into some damn planet.
Right, you need a real ID.
Without verification.
You need a real ID to travel. Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I was like, okay, let's say all of this is going to be real in the future, right? Because somebody in the CIA or Pentagon, they said that in the next 2 years, this is going to happen. Not like with the whole thing I was talking about, but they said the alien disclosure with the Anunnakis coming down is going to be like a real thing within 2 years. I don't know how true is that. I don't. When people give a timeline like that, I'd never believe it.
Right.
Because it cannot be right. What, are they going to give a schedule to us people on the ground?
On notice? Like, so we all sit around and wait for them to show up? Nah,
2 years? Hold on.
That's just going to happen on a random Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, Anunnaki's like, get that 2 year shit. We out here right now. We here right now.
2 years? You mean 2 seconds? Like, we already here.
Yeah, like, we're at Target shopping right now.
Right.
We out here. So yeah, the source is like this dude named Stan Dio. He claims that even NASA believes a return of a near possibly Planet X coming into our orbit. I might have worded that wrong, but let's just run with that. Somebody in NASA thinks the planet is going to be coming into our orbit.
I think I did hear something about NASA either mentioning or somebody mentioned like Nibiru again, because this is not the first time I've heard about Nibiru this year. This is probably about the third time I've heard about a Nibiru type subject of, hey, yeah, this Planet X, this shit might be coming at us right now, and I'm like, really? Yes, I we'll see, guys. I'll be getting my hopes up to see something, but maybe I don't want to see him. I don't know what I want, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe they just need to stay out there.
I want them to blow the whole shit up.
Like, fuck it.
Fuck it. Independence Day, this shit. But I want to be in a spaceship when it happens.
Oh, man, that'd be horrifying. Imagine, like, flying off Earth and you seeing everything that you ever known and loved.
I watch like this. Ooh. There's Georgia.
Ooh, that's bright.
Like, oh, yeah, damn, they used a big one. The 200 gigaton blast. 200,000 gigatons.
It took care of everything real fast.
Yeah. Put an end to that whole shit. But yeah, they said like the best case scenario, like if the planet or something, a big ass rock came about to hit the Earth, best case scenario, it missed. And then, everybody's alive. But let's say like it hits us, right? But half the Earth get taken out. How does that work? Are we gonna lose rotation? Are we gonna spin like a tennis ball, or what's gonna happen?
Well, we're still all gonna die. Like that shit will be devastating. Like say like if you just like wiped out like
half of Japan and the whole Eastern Asia is gone from the map.
Like Australia, all that shit. Then there's like, okay, then where's all the water gonna go? It's gonna be just like,
yeah, how does that work? There's no more what? Like, if it gets hit that hard, like, is gravity out the picture or what? Is there water going to be shattered in space? How does that work?
This is going to probably rip apart the atmosphere. This is going to do some real damage. I saw this documentary years ago of like these, it showed like how the Earth was formed. And they talk about like the reason why we have a moon. And this is this theory. This is all this theory of why we have a moon. But basically the moon may have actually been like a planet-sized type of, object at one time and smashed into the Earth. And the Earth and the moon just kept like gravitation, kept pulling to each other, smashing. And the Earth won over. But it said these impacts was like just ripping apart the atmospheres and just like burning everything in an instant on the planet. So once the moon finally lost, it basically became a slave to Earth. And now it just sits there, and the Earth is just chilling, and the moon is stuck with us forever, at least for the time being. And
a perfect looking moon, right?
Right, that shields us from a lot of stuff.
Our moon is a little too perfect.
And
because if you look at it, right, I saw this one telescope image of moons in Jupiter, and they look organic as fuck.
Man,
like, they look like real ass rocks.
They got like
they look like an acorn like put together. I was like, oh, that's their moons? That shit look crazy. And then I look at our moon, I was like, our shit look fucking perfect.
Yeah, their moons, like some of their moons, I think I remember it was either Saturn or Jupiter. But because actually I'll be talking about this a little bit later in the show. But they have a moon, I think it might be Jupiter. It has a moon called Titan. And another moon called Ganymede. They're like very Earth-like, and there's like scientists have been looking at for a long time of like, hey, if we got to leave Earth, we might have to go to one of these moons because none of these planets cannot work for us. So we probably have to go to a moon, and then these moons ain't like what our moon is. This shit is like shit can survive on it. It's got water, everything, ice. Our moon's just like a damn dirt rock. It's like a what do you call it?
Like a bell.
No, I was thinking like more
like a metal bill.
A dingleberry. I was thinking more like a dingleberry.
Bob in chat says the moon was brought here. That's another theory about the moon, that they said that our moon was brought here. I don't know if it was a gift to Earth or something, or somebody brought the moon here, and then they used that moon as a base.
Is it like a station?
And a lot of different aliens, they have meetings on the moon. That's why I've been trying to get sleep paralysis, like since the last time I got sleep paralysis, because I was like, after I read the notes, like in your houses, the next place I'm gonna go is to the moon, just to see for myself.
That hollow moon.
Yeah, I was like, let me just see who's talking about this moon like this. Let's see if it's true.
Do we even know what's on the other side of the moon? Like, there's a dark side of it. Has it like?
It's hollow. It's like a giant Dyson sphere.
Yeah. Oh, the inside of it.
Oh,
I was thinking like just
it has like a generator. It has a little generator inside, generating all that
gravitational force.
Yeah, and there's like an office building in there where they hold these meetings with multiple different races of aliens. One of them being a mantis alien. You ever heard of that?
No,
we can get deep in this rabbit hole.
The mantis alien and a squid alien. Yeah, I don't think squids are from this planet. I think they're from outer space.
You want to know another theory, dude? They're saying how like some of the aliens could be like insect type aliens, right? Like a mantis or a cricket or whatever. And let's say if that's true, right? What are we surrounded by when we walk outside? Insects with eyeballs. Recording everything. Think about that.
Spies.
Yeah, not just spies, but this shit is recording everything that's happening in every square foot of this earth from the beginning of Earth. So I'm pretty sure they got recordings of Jesus getting crucified. Because I'm sure there was a grasshopper out there being nosy, looking at Jesus getting crucified, along with all the flies that's all around him, recording every single angle.
The fly could have landed on Jesus. Like, zzz.
Jesus, like, get my good side.
I
didn't mean to laugh, but let's say, right? Let's say that's real, right? Like, let's say these insects are recording video for the insect alien race, and they saw everything from the beginning, all of it.
All bit of human history.
That's a good ass theory, huh? Like, come on, pull up that tape from 2,000 years ago, please.
Or even crazier, what if the aliens are actually roaches? Because roaches are like the only thing that can survive radiation.
Could
Space
be.
is nothing but radiation.
Could be.
With
Yeah,
all these times we've been killing our kids.
I co-sign that. Yeah,
Well,
roaches, they still out here from the beginning, day one.
Day one and to the end. I heard they can survive a nuclear blast. So
Yeah, if roaches can talk,
radiation, rather.
imagine hearing their lore story, their folklore stories. The roaches like, yeah, back then our great grandfather got into a fight with a pterodactyl. Come on. You'd be like, what? You're so small. Why would a pterodactyl fight you? Back then our ancestors were big.
Bigger, man. That is true. They said like dragonflies was like fucking massive.
Yeah, the oxygen level was way more higher back then.
Yes. Bro, it's so thin. They said like it was so thin back then. If you like lit a match, that shit would like blow up like a fucking grenade. Like they're
Dude.
so thin.
I can only imagine, yeah. I didn't imagine a meteor.
Set the whole damn planet on fire.
And I bet it wasn't even a meteor. It was a bomb.
From the future. This is what he's been testing nukes out at.
Our ancestor government.
Testing nukes.
They're like,
and
damn, look at that planet right there. Or like they have like one big ass island, you know, all connected. Like, how about we separate that shit?
I'm gonna break that shit apart.
I will just break it. Like, use that bomb like we got. Okay, run that shit. Drop that bomb right there. And let's spread it out. Boom, blow that shit up. Then now we got like 7 continents.
There you go.
So I did it.
Right. Yes.
It's like, all right, and now, you know, our dad said we got to come down to this planet and help these people out. And then, okay, you take Asia. You call that Asia. I'm going to take America. Then, you know, everybody had their own continent. And then they all started building pyramids as a beacon.
Right. Just contact us. Worship us.
Yeah, to make the Swords proud. Or whoever, their government or bosses.
Right.
All I know is on the other side, it don't stop. There's levels upon levels. Everybody got to speak to somebody. If you guys don't believe it, die, find out.
Come back and tell us.
And come back, tell me what happened. I listened to too many near-death experiences. I was like, they all tell the same story. And I'm like, ain't no way you guys all know each other. Ain't no way. I was like, these stories are crazy, dude.
They don't know each other, but the experience all the same.
The experience all the same. I was like, wow. Like it really ain't over when it's over. A lot of them didn't want to come back too. They're like, well, why want to come back to Earth? Like, this shit sucks.
I remember the first time I heard something about that was in a TV show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I think it was like season 5 or whatever the hell season was, maybe 6, where they killed her character off in the season finale. And then in the new season, the next season, they brought her back from the dead. And
what?
She was pissed. She was so upset they brought her back. She's like, where? I said, I don't know where I was at, but it felt warm, it felt cozy, and now I gotta come back to this world where there's fucking vampires and demons and all these monsters because y'all don't know how to move on without me. And she was fucking pissed. She was like, I'm miserable here. She had like PTSD from coming back. She's like, I shouldn't be back here. Like, this is awful.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, it could be just like that. So since we're speaking about like the Bible, were we speaking about the Bible? Never mind. Since we're speaking about the Bible, so some theorists believe that the Bible was written by the Anunnakis. Have you ever heard about this?
Maybe. It sounds all right. I'm listening.
And they said the reason that they written the Bible is to control humanity through fear. I think that makes sense, like with any religion, not just the Bible.
Yeah, real shit.
Yeah, because it's like a lot of the religions, if you don't do A, B, and C, you're going to end up in hell. If you steal, you're going to end up in hell. Sex for marriage? Hell. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? Come on.
So who made this virgin?
I was like, what kind of God-made rules like this? Like, is that fucking, like, hard to live? What the hell? We're only here for, like, 60, 70 years.
I was like, he sounds like a cornball. Whoever.
Yeah, like everybody fucked up already.
Right.
Like, come on. That's why I can never jump on that hell bandwagon. That's not even like a thing.
Well, I know recently with me and my fiance, we just went through the marriage counseling thing, and yeah, they can't. They kind of, it's like, you guys are sinning. You guys aren't married, and you guys are like with each other, but y'all ain't married, and y'all sleep in the same bed. I was like,
what?
Yeah.
You should tell them the main thing is the love. That's it. If the love is there, say no more. That's it. You don't need to say all this crazy shit.
All right, making me feel bad about my relationship.
Yeah, I was like, dude, the only questions you ask, like, are you guys in love? Yes. That's it. Let's get this marriage on the road.
All right, next.
Yeah, don't be like, oh, you guys sleep in the same bed. Nah, fam, you sin. You're sinning like crazy. Like,
straight to hell.
Birth control? What? Come on, man. One time. That's it. One time. You have a kid one time. Let's go.
Right.
Father, please. Father, no. Forgive me for my sins. He got no power. He's just
I'm pretty sure
he's just talking shit.
I'm pretty sure there's bigger fish to fry in the universe than what goes on in the bedroom here on little Earth.
Yeah, it's weird. The whole, you're bad, you go hell. No, get out my face with that. I think like if you believe that shit like hard enough, like when you do die, you create that whole shit in your head. And guess what? You just create your own hell, like whatever that is. If you're getting flamed, learn from it. I hope you get out of it.
Right? You better have a better imagination next time, because
like if OJ got out of it, you can get out of it.
You can do it too.
Like, is OJ in hell? Nah, that motherfucker's somewhere else.
Playing golf.
He in a different planet right now.
With a white woman.
He got born in, I don't know, 12th planet and galaxy Ching Chong. I don't know.
What the
That just came out. My bad.
Oh my god.
That just came out. All right, Book of Revelations. Possibly coded prophecy about their return. So this is the whole thing, like with the whole Bible and stuff. The Bible, the whole Book of Revelations. If you actually read it, it all sounds all coded, right? Like why is everything like coded? Like, I don't understand what you're saying.
Right?
Why you make it so confusing, God? Right? Who wrote this book?
Fit a camel through the eye of a needle. What?
Come on.
What are you talking about?
Like, get that book out of my face. I'm pretty sure like there's a lot of like good teachings in the book.
Oh man.
But there's a lot of stuff in there that's like, I'm like, I can't say nothing because I haven't actually read the book.
Yeah.
So you can throw the book at me for that.
Just with like teachings that come out or whatever, you like what everybody does, they pick and choose what they value the most out of it, and some people pick and choose what they decide they want to control and and use to manipulate people with. For me, I've always been kind of like with the Bible. It's like, okay, they got good lessons in it that teach general lessons on how to treat a person, a normal human being. Something that shouldn't actually be taught by a Bible. That should be something like innate in us, I think, as a society. But there's like a lot of good lessons in it. But at the end of the day, they're just lessons. I don't like hitching my wagon to any type of, I don't know, religious movement like that. Because at the end of the day, don't nobody know.
Nobody know, dude. Not 100%.
Nobody can tell us what's up.
You know who knows that's kind of close to it?
What?
Probably the Vatican.
Yeah,
but they're not giving us the real shit though. But I think they know. Yeah.
With their new pope.
I think they know. Like with the whole archives, the deep down in the library, they know all about the whole UFO visitation a long time ago.
Yeah.
They know the truth about Jesus Christ being crucified. They know all that. They know what's true and what's not true.
Yeah, because a place like the Vatican too, especially as big as Christianity has gotten on a global level, it's basically almost like neutral ground. Like nobody's really trying to go to war with the Vatican. I don't care what country fights each other. But when it comes to the Vatican, it's kind of like, hey, this is like if aliens show up to Earth, they are coming to the Vatican. That's where they're gonna stop at and talk to. Hey, who's the representative? Is it this Pope or whoever's running this show here? That it's kind of like the I always thought like Vatican would be like the capital of Earth, if that makes sense. I don't know why, because it's just like
they're the speaker of humanity.
Yeah, they hold all the keys.
Yo, speaking about the speaker of humanity, dude, I heard this one story that they said that the the Nazis back then, they were able to get off the Earth a long time ago.
Oh man.
Like they were off the Earth a long time ago, and they were already exploring planets. And they
Yeah.
said that those Nazis, the one that went to space, to those other planets, they when they reached these planets, you know what they told the aliens or the people living on the planets? They
What?
said they represent Earth. So like let's say the Nazis, they went to these other planet, right? And then they told them they represent Earth. They and then they destroyed like their planet. And then now they probably think like Earthlings are freaking psychos
Man.
because the
that's
Nazis
awful.
represented the whole planet. Think about that. If that's
Oh.
true, because the stories I be hearing, man, I don't even know who's making up this stuff. Or wait, go ahead.
I know historically, like Nazis have like made so many attempts at trying to find godhood. I know, traveling around throughout the world trying to find the Ark of the Covenant and all these artifacts and stuff. So they've always tried to push the boundary of reality, like taking control of castles or commandeering castles, and then they finding out like, oh, there's like a hell hole inside of it because we're trying to figure out. They've always been trying to like push the limits of like the spiritual world because Nazis in a lot of ways are nothing more like. Basically, they are the occult when it comes to like this type of strange supernatural stuff.
Right.
And so with games like this one game called Wolfenstein, where they show like how Nazis actually started finding a way to not only put a base on the moon, like put a Nazi secret base on the moon, they actually figured out teleportation, and then they wound up going to Mars. And so when they tried to, when they got to Mars and they tried to actually change it over, they find out it was a bunch of demons running around on Mars, and a lot of Nazis got killed trying to escape. But they left the gate open. It fucked everything up.
That might be real. I heard like the same story. I can't
doing?
believe that was in the game. But
Yeah, Wolfenstein is
yeah, I
big
kind
on
of heard
that.
like the same story. Like they went traveling around like different planets and stuff, and yeah.
That's what the game Doom is based off of. Actually, more of Doom. Doom and Wolfenstein are one like they exist in the same universe, but Doom is where like, oh yeah, all these like demons exist on Mars, but we never knew about it till Nazis made that attempt. And when they first put boots on the ground on Mars, oh my god, there's monsters everywhere, and it's all hell. It's like this is where the gateway from hell is at. It's on
Like,
Mars,
we're not ready.
right?
All right, so let's get back to this Anunnaki. We got a little bit left. Okay, so why do you think the Anunnaki would be coming back now? Like, what would be their reason that you think?
Oh man, a change is coming, man. A big shift is coming. Something that we probably don't even understand. We can't even fathom what it is. But if they coming back, and ain't for vacation, they here for something.
They're here for a long time. My theory, before I tell you what the internet said, my theory is that their planet is probably not even good to live on anymore. Like they already ran out all the resources, and then even if they brought their planet like within our orbit, it wouldn't even work because it's almost like you're fighting over like the sun power, and it just the whole balance of the Goldilocks zone and shit, it wouldn't even work.
Yeah,
So
that's a lie.
since the Earth is already in that sweet spot, they're gonna be like, shit, there's a lot of land like you guys are not even using.
Right?
Let me tell you, yeah. And then on the inside of the Earth, we know what's inside there. Some of our ancestors are still living in there.
In fact, we're gonna wake them up. Beep.
You're gonna wake them up right now. Beep. Yeah, but like another theory, what the reason why they would be coming back is because like we messed up the Earth with war, pollution, all this chaos, and they're like, all right, we're gonna come back, clean it up, and we're gonna fuck you guys up. And they came here to set things straight. Like they're like, all right, like we gave you guys everything like you guys have now up until this point. We're gonna come back. We're gonna take control over everything now. Like, give me the keys to the car. Like, you guys are not running Earth no more.
Right? It's like with a teenager.
Sit down. All you world leaders, you guys got to sit down because everything is changing.
It's like grounding a teenager for being bad and like, give me your car keys. You ain't going nowhere this weekend, Jerry.
Give me that damn car keys, you fucking infant. Because we're like babies in this universe.
With a gun. We're like babies with a gun.
Yeah, they gave us a gun. What we do? Blow each other up.
Immediately. That's the first thing we did.
What the fuck? They're not even trying to take over other planets. They're blowing up their own planet. How embarrassing.
Actually, not. Let's not just blow each other up once. Let's do it twice. Let's blow up two
Yeah.
cities with a nuke.
Embarrassing. Come on. You throw a bomb on your own planet? What, because you're
like
mad? You're mad
like
at
Lil
another
Wayne.
country for selling plutonium illegally?
It's like Lil Wayne when he shot himself in the chest when he was a kid. It's like, why? Why,
Yeah.
Lil Wayne?
Wow, Lil
Why would you
Wayne.
do that? Why?
Yeah. And, you know, maybe like the Anunnakis, they could be like the ultimate final judgment day, not for humanity, but for the Earth.
Everybody.
They
Everything.
come down in a spaceship like
Looking like Frieza spaceship.
doors open, smoke.
Praying mantis creature comes walking off.
A praying mantis guardian.
With a robe.
A golden white robe, dude.
Dragon on the ground. Oh, no,
Wearing a
actually, somebody's
cosmic crown made in the galaxy of Alhambra.
made of light. A crown made of light.
Yeah, that can only be struck by a star that's shooting across the UNAM universe at cajillion miles per hour being struck.
Right? Look, you never know, man, because all them years of like hieroglyphics showing aliens showing up and all that, and around the world when people weren't even visiting each other like that or crossing borders in other countries, everybody was just staying put where they was at, just making pictures on walls of what they've seen throughout everyday life, from
Right.
bugs to grass, everything. But everybody has something about somebody coming down to visit them.
In the sky,
Everybody.
yeah.
Yes, everybody.
It's all around the world. Like the evidence is there, dude. Like that's their what you call it? Their archives of like what they saw.
Right? This is their documents they
Those
took.
are
This
their
is-
notes that was written on the walls, on the floors, on inside caves. Like, damn, we saw these fucking big ass creatures. They came down here and they taught us how to farm. What? If you do this, you put the water in that seed, it turns into corn. What the
said they'll
hell? That's how that shit works?
They said they'll turn on the water if we sacrifice somebody. It's like, what? They turn on the rainforest like a machine.
Mm-hmm.
Turn this shit on for us. All we gotta do is kill somebody.
You
Get that
kill
little
this
11-year-old
goat.
girl.
Yeah, you kill that goat. That's like the signal.
Right.
Like, deep, deep, deep. Someone did a sacrifice. See what they want. Oh,
the
they
whole
just
time-
want water.
That's it.
Come on.
Shit, just like press that button over there.
Turn on that weather machine, big dog.
I thought the weather was still running. All right.
Damn.
Damn.
Their gods were just advanced beings, huh?
They're probably just far advanced beings.
I
It's
think
like,
I think real advancement is able to go in and out of reality, different realities. And if you could do that organically, like physically, with like objects, that's advanced, dude.
man,
You can
for
be,
real.
you can get God status like that easily, easily.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
We gotta rank up, man. We gotta learn how to do that shit. Check this out. I'm behind you. It's a core behind your
Right? Like, zonk.
ultimate magic trick. Like, whoa, how'd you do that? How else
we
do you
was-
think? I'm a god. Like, whoa.
We've been wasting too much time, man, and being distracted. We can never move forward.
And we're being poisoned by all the food.
Man, straight up.
Pineal gland is like fucking 3 inches thick with calluses.
This.
Yeah, but that's all I got for the Anunnakis. I'm gonna take a quick break and then we're gonna jump to our next topic.
All right.
Be right back, guys. And we are back for the next topic of the night.
JJ.
I'll let
Man,
Chris
what you
run this one. I know a little bit about it.
All right, man. Oh, my notes ain't even up. I'm tripping.
Damn, okay.
Okay. Here we go. All right, so, yes. So, the secret CIA files exposes locations of 3 alien bases, and 2 of them are on Earth. Dun, dun, dun. Yep. So, right now, it says, what was that? All right, so right now the CIA is coming out saying that, hey, during the Cold War, if anybody's unfamiliar with it, the CIA, Soviet Union, was trying to do basically a humans arm race, if you will, of trying to find psychics that can like basically spy on one another. And during this time frame, while they was using these psychics, to do their remote viewing, also known as Project Stargate, they were finding these locations that had an alien base there at these locations. The locations was actually in South America and in Africa. They found a base out there. They found a base in Mount Hayes, which is actually in Alaska.
Whoa.
And then they found the other base on the Titan moon, or the Titan moon base, which we were just talking about the last topic.
Near Jupiter, right?
Yes, near Jupiter, yes. Found a base chilling on there.
So they were using remote viewing techniques, right?
Yes. It was using remote viewing techniques.
Which is basically astral projection. Soul comes out the body, and then you could visit physical areas, and you could see everything live.
Man, a whole new world.
A whole new world. And it's exactly the same thing that was on Stranger Things, which I think that was a part of the Stargate program. Or the Philadelphia program, one of them.
Yes, I think it's the Philadelphia project.
Yeah, where they had like kids that had psychic abilities do remote viewing, and they would put them in these isolation tanks and shit, and then they would go to these undisclosed locations, like for example, like a secret base in Russia or whatever.
Right. Actually, no. Philadelphia was the one where they tried to teleport that shit.
Oh yeah, the shit. So they're probably So it probably was like the Stargate program, because it was like what, 70s, 80s.
Yes. It says one such project which falls under this category is Stargate project, which saw the CIA explore the possibility of remote viewing, an idea which individuals with psychic abilities to gather information from distant objects or people. Files from the Stargate project would later be declassified in 2000s, which meant the public were able to learn about, all the stuff, all the juicy stuff with inside of it. And associated with all this Project Stargate was ET bases, which is what the documents that was specifically focused on. These three bases that the CIA sounds like they accidentally just stumbled across it during their project, because Project Stargate was more like, hey, let's focus on what the Soviet Union is doing. Let's see what's going on with communism, because God forbid it crosses American borders. And they just happened to stumble across these damn bases. There's description of the two bases lists are one as being in Mount Hayes, like I was explaining before, Alaska, while the others were either in South America or South Africa. Meanwhile, the third base was on Titan, Saturn's largest moon. So it's Saturn's moon.
Yeah. Their biggest moon, right?
The biggest moon, yes. The moon that might hold life for us in the future. Who knows? I know that's a type of real estate that scientists have been looking at in case this planet goes tits up.
I would love to go there.
I'm cool on Earth. You can barely get me on a plane, so out of space, that's like.
How about I kidnap you?
Unless we can figure out teleportation. Nah, fuck the travel. I don't like
we're traveling old school, like.
Right, long trips.
See you in 12 years, Earth.
Right. Oh man, and it says, okay, so one of the documents reads that it says, so far, they've run into three types of entities associated with bases at various locations within the solar system. The test, and this is the documents of explaining what the test subject had actually described, what they were going through, and what they experienced when they saw these bases.
And this is the test subject. This is official documents that they release, like on paper, like official documents. Like you can read on the internet. I saw the documents, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is real shit!" Like they came across like three different alien type entities on these three different alien bases.
Yes, and this is all like not gonna say testimony. This is all just firsthand experiences of the test subject that had gone through it. So this wasn't like just the CIA explaining their what happened. This is from eyewitness accounts of the test subjects themselves. And it says the test subject then goes on to describe the entities working inside each base, with some of the beings appearing to be more humanoid than others.
That gotta be the Pleiadians, dude.
Could be, man.
Yeah, they're the most closest to us. Like how we look. Like, yeah.
Like they could be like our damn twin.
Could be.
It says on the what was that? Oh, it says, on the Titan base they encountered what appeared to be human scientists, while two bases on Earth were staffed by beings with more extraterrestrial features, such as being a very large, rounded shaped head, and other individuals who was almost human, but lacked definitive facial features. So maybe had maybe like a flatter nose, but like eyes maybe further apart, maybe even bigger. Looks human, but a little off.
Speaking of children with eyes far apart, the Iden boys, he gave birth to like a kid, right? And then his baby, the eyes were so far apart, dude. And then the comment section is like, just like he gave birth to an alien. And he made a video. It's like, don't you guys talk shit about my kid, blah blah blah. But if you look at this kid, like if you look it up, his kid's eyes are so far apart from each other. I was like, that's not a normal kid. Yeah, almost on the side of the head, dude.
Iguana baby, like
dude, maybe a Pleiadian or something. Like, it's not normal. Go look at the baby. Like, look it up.
I didn't even know they were still around, man. What the fuck?
Island boy. Yeah, they're still around.
Jesus, I don't even know what they must not be in the circles I'd be hanging out in. I haven't heard of them in a while.
I saw it on accident. My algorithm fed me them fighting and shit. They're fighting like in a cage. And you know, they feed me, my algorithm is like all like UFC and kickboxing shit. So they happen to show up on my algorithm. I was like, what the hell? So the Island boys are fighting now?
So you remember Island Boys? Well, how about Island Boys and kickboxing?
They got their ass. Yeah, they got destroyed.
They're trying to do the Paul Brothers. They're trying to do the Paul Brothers route. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, he got beat up so bad he started crying, dude.
The fuck? These people are ridiculous, bro. So, dang, who would want to? Dang, I feel sorry for whoever got knocked up by him. Who would want to? Somebody blow a load in you and you stuck with them for the next 18 years. That's awful.
Yeah. Let's move on.
It's my bad. Got on way too much on Island Boys. Yeah. So, anyways,
my fault.
So the test subjects actually don't go into specific details about what the bases look like, but adds that all beings were working on a variety of tasks, including working on a circular console. Console. There we go. Console, right? And so I want to find like this thing on this article too. Thank you, Yahoo, for dropping this little document on there. It's basically description of personnel associated at the ET bases. And it says in the document, it says, so far we've run into 3 types of entities associated with bases of various locations within the solar system. It says Titan base, all personnel and so this is at the Titan base. This is what they saw there. It says all personnel observed at this base on 20 November 1986 appeared to be no different than native Earthlings. There were 2 male technician types sitting at a control panel of some kind. Behind them stood an attractive female with brown shoulder-length hair, wearing a pale green lab coat or like a smock, and she appeared to be in some sort of supervisory role. So she was over there just watching them work and be like, hey, y'all good? And micromanaging these beings.
Was she an alien?
Or that's like what it sounds like too.
Or a different race from us. I don't think they like being called aliens, right?
Maybe. I would be like...
I don't think like that. Yeah.
They probably have a more sophisticated name out there for themselves than alien.
Yeah.
Alien sounds very...
I mean, if I know, I would say it, but we don't know, so...
Right. Let us know. We'll change it. I promise.
Don't knock on my door. Fuck my sleep up.
Right.
Wake Please up, bitch. Don't. Call me alien one more time.
See that owl out hanging outside your window? Watching.
Fuck.
It's here. All right, so next location is Alaska, aka not aka, but the Alaska location of Mount Hayes. And so this is what they described that happened at this location. It says appear to be 2 types of entities associated with this site. 2 entities looked outside of the structure and were accompanying some sort of routine task, unable to make contact with them or gain information of any sort. Inside the structure were inside the structure were 2 entities, one sitting at some sort of circular console with a round screen-like object. The other was busy doing something in the background. The entity at the console appeared to be human form, but lacked definitive facial features. Seemed to be friendly enough and invited me to observe his actions at the console. So my thing with that, when I was reading this earlier, is like, did they know they was being remote viewed by these test subjects? Because it sounds like he seemed friendly enough and invited me to observe his actions at the console. It's like, hey, I see you watching me. Come over here right quick. Let me show you something. Floating entity. This is it. This is what we're working on. Nothing to hide here. Seems like we're being transparent.
Maybe they can see like remote viewers. Yeah. Because I did hear like a lot of stories where people, they did like remote viewing like in Alaska. And then they came across like these two remote viewers that was guarding an Alaska base, and they kicked the remote viewers out.
Oh, it was like, get them out.
Yeah, they're like, front kick. Like, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here.
Yes.
But they knew there's so many remote like viewers now, or astral projectors. Mm-hmm. They're everywhere now. It's almost like you can't guard everything. That's why like these astral projectors, like they're seeing a lot of these military bases where they're doing a lot of weird ass shit, like in Alaska or like under like Arizona and shit, right. Or even like in Sedona Mountains. They're seeing all that shit, and on the moon.
Yeah, just like just barren places where they got space and ain't disturbing nobody.
Right.
And so then, so the last bit of it was at okay, so like the last location that the test subject went to was either South America or Africa. It sounds like they're not really sure, but they know somewhere is south of the equator, somewhere hot that this other base is at. So, and it's a big ass continent. So it's either Africa, South America. And so what they said, what happened at this location is that there appear to be two types of entities associated with this site also. The first and very large round-shaped head on a slender neck. Ooh, them big-ass head. Very unhuman in appearance. Almost robot-like, unable to make any contact with his being. The other entity was almost human-like in appearance. His face was devoid of any hair. His complexion was very pale. Facial features were were very indistinct, with exception of a sharp, slender nose. This entity seemed friendly enough and appeared to be aware of my presence. So it's like, are they detecting them? Like, they're like, doop, doop. Oh, we see you. Like, your remote viewing only works for other humans. But we're like level 11 intellects. We could sense shit.
Yeah, I think their frequency is like a little higher, so they were able to detect like somebody coming from like a different frequency, like especially like from Earth. Like, all right, like we know your signal. Like, you know, our shit is not locked. We can actually see you.
What if they can see ghosts? Shit.
Probably. That's a higher frequency, right? Because it's light. So. It's light to where like usually when people say they see ghosts is when they're like half awake, half asleep. Mm-hmm. Right. That's usually that's like the cheat code to see a ghost. It's when you're half asleep.
Yeah, like you're not fully awake, but you ain't fully asleep.
Yeah, like you're in like basically like in limbo, like between this world and the other world. So like you don't really know what you're seeing. Because just yesterday, like I was sleeping and I heard the door crack, and then it closed. I was like, the fuck? The fuck was that? At the fucking 2 a.m. I was like, because I felt like a sleep paralysis was about to happen, but I was like, fuck that. This shit sound real. But it wasn't nothing. So I missed out on an opportunity to get my ass like zapped up into the universe. Pew.
Now you still here with the rest of us.
Yeah, I heard, like, back to the story, like, I heard that they shut down the Stargate program in 1995, like, officially, because, like, they were unable to deliver consistent results.
Yeah.
Unofficially.
They wound up shutting down the project just altogether. They was like, hey, basically, when they shut projects down, is because the results ain't matching to the budget. Just more than likely. It's like, look, we give you guys all this funding. Y'all, we only got so many special kids on this planet that can do remote viewing. It don't add up to the funding, so we're gonna shut down this whole project.
I bet that's a lie, though.
Could be.
I bet it went like underground, like it went to like a dark program, off the books when they realize the power of it.
Shit, we probably know they could be taking kids off the damn dark web. Shit,
dude, who knows? But I know like this. I think officially the project on paper was canned at 1995, but it probably moved into like one that's like not on the books.
Yeah.
You know, like where they're getting funded underground or whatever, wherever they're getting their money from. But they're like, no, I was like, we're on to something. Like, because if you're able to remote view anywhere, why would you shut that program down?
Man, something so valuable, man. Information that you can just gather like that.
Yeah, you would not shut that down. Ain't no way. That's hard to believe.
It's just that the funding is not on the books.
That's like the ultimate cheat code, dude. I know what you're doing right now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I know what secrets you're hiding. Vladimir.
I see
Xi
what color
Jinping.
underwear
All you guys. But meanwhile, like in deep space, you know, NASA, they found something interesting. They found like an exoplanet. You ever heard of K2-18b? A planet that they discovered, but then they kind of like verified it with a new a Google quantum chip.
Is it like the habitable planet? That one might be habitable?
Yeah, like they said, like there's water vapors coming off of it, and then like the AI, the quantum chip AI, they kind of verified that shit, like with all like, it calculated all the numbers, saying like, okay, this planet has life.
Right.
Basically,
yeah.
Because I watched like a whole 30-minute video for them just to tell me that.
Oh, God.
And I was so confused. I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right, that space shit get crazy.
Yeah. Long story short, the quantum chip discovered like life on another planet.
Okay, see, I did hear about the story, but I didn't know it was a quantum chip. I thought
A
it was just
quantum chip, like this big, dude.
Damn, I thought it was like regular people found that shit.
These chips, man, how are they making it, man? If you think humans have the capability to build a machine to make something this advanced, man,
you know,
clock out. We don't.
I'm gonna jump out the window on this and say I think humans can create something like this because I think that we're really good at making gods for us. In a weird way, as far as like religion and everything like that, we're very good. And the way technology is going to be, technology is going to want to be like our new god at some point. There's going to be some.
Yeah, because it's basically building its own code. It's not even running off of like a human program code. Right. Like it's getting to the point where all of these new software now is being programmed by an AI. And I think what's his name, the dude on Facebook.
Oh, Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg. He said it the best. He was like, in a few years, more than 90% of our software is going to be coded by artificial intelligence. And that's real. Like, we're talking like high level coding. So those people that went to school all those years to code, to be a software engineer,
obsolete.
Kissed your job goodbye. Like, a robot can do it a million times better than you in the next 3 years, and you can't even say nothing because what do you get? How much can you crunch? Because this robot can crunch like a million times better than you.
Oh yeah, a million times, and won't take days off.
What did the chat say? Something about K2.
Daryl, welcome. Says K2-18b has water vapor in its atmosphere, but is likely not habitable because it's gassy planet with no surface. Too much pressure and harsh radiation from a star. That was another thing I heard too. So K2-18 is revolving around a red star. So when I heard about it earlier, I was like, oh, that we really can't do shit with that planet because when a sun reaches the red stars type of stage, that shit's on its last leg and it's gonna just fry the damn planet. Actually the planet's already fried already. So that's crazy. There's still water on the planet, though. So
yeah, it's so far out there. Like, we shouldn't even be thinking about that planet. You know, if you think about it, like we got a moon like right there. Let's see if we could build something on that moon, right?
Shit. At least it's kind of like
show that we can build something on another planet, or a moon. Come on,
set up a base.
Yeah, like show like, all right, we got a base up there, and it has like they got internet there and. They got a sweatshop going on. Like
On the moon. They've
they're
been there for
making
like a
T-shirts on the moon. Like show that we can do something on the moon first before we even
Right.
think about there's a planet we can inhabit. Like we can go and start up shop.
Actually, you know what movie I just saw recently? I'm glad we're talking about space shit.
Whoa!
Have you seen the
Is
movie?
there music in the back?
No, this is loud ass bird. Hold on, this bird is like.
No, leave the bird alone.
Okay. I was about to smoke that motherfucker.
Damn,
No, I'm just kidding. I was gonna shut
that
the
bird
window.
was singing, dude, like the Soul
Hey,
Train Award.
No, I heard it. I was like, rude ass. Anyways, you ever seen the movie like Mickey 17? It just came out.
Yes, I was gonna
I
tell
just
you to
saw-
watch that.
You saw it too?
Yeah, what the dude from Twilight.
Yes, but he's a good actor, bro. He is. He's come a
He's
long
so
way, man.
good, dude.
In such a long way. I'm proud of him. But
That movie was so good.
dude, I knew I was gonna like it when I heard about the concept last year. I was like, oh, they're just cloning this dude and it's making him be like the guinea pig for when he get to a planet.
Yeah.
I knew I was gonna like the movie, but that's why I feel like I've always wondered for years too with space travel. But for one, I feel like we have to need like if we really try and get up out the Milky Way galaxy, or not the Milky Way galaxy, at least within our solar system, we have to like leapfrog on these planets and moons and stuff or whatever. But cloning is going to have to be a necessity at some point.
It has to
on
be.
these travels, man. It's going to have to be a necessity. Especially because I think in the movie was like their travel was 4 years, and the travel was 4 years, but the cloning was more for like, hey, once we get to the planet, we're gonna throw this unlucky bastard out there to just die through all these breathing in the air. But then eventually we'll get it right we'll get it right eventually. But I think in real life it's gonna be like, hey, these space travels are gonna be so far. And this is like me thinking like without opening up any kind of like gateway or going through like ripping the reality open and jumping through black holes or anything. Just like
Right.
strictly just regular
Like
travel.
the normal way to travel.
Normal way of traveling, which is gonna take centuries to get somewhere. You're gonna need cloning, man, at some point.
Yeah, because it's gonna be too many casualties. So imagine if
Only
you,
in CRISPR.
right, they would be like one of the sponsors.
Right. Right.
'Cause-
Fucking
yeah,
CRISPR.
definitely. Because a lot of people's
Shit.
gonna be dying like through space travel because that's like harsh conditions. Like, of course you're gonna be going. Because imagine if you land on a planet, right? You don't know the atmosphere on that planet. Somebody has to be the guinea pig. But
Man.
like, let's say if you have this guinea pig and you can use him infinitely, like through cloning technology, right?
Just run him into the ground.
Run him to the ground, like he dies, and then all right, you reprint him, like he comes back with like the day one brain that they already scanned,
Backed up.
put up. Yeah, they put that regular hard drive brain back in, and then he has no idea that he even died, but he's doing a mission, and then he dies again, and then like, all right, like. You're like version 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 17 and shit. And the next thing you know, you get a duplicate.
Right now you all gotta go.
And now there's two of you on the plane. And like, holy shit, we got two versions. That's illegal, right?
The last time we had two versions, there was a serial killer running around. Just
Yeah.
that movie is
Probably
great.
the chat
I
has,
like that
the
movie.
chat has no idea what we're talking about.
All right, Chad.
We're doing the podcast wrong.
All right, we won't spoil it for you guys. It's a good movie though. Mickey 17.
Yeah, watch it,
I was
Bob. Mickey 17.
I wanted to watch it in theaters, but it went out in and out of theaters so quick. I didn't even get a chance, man. It was
You know, I
quick.
never even heard about it. Like, Leon told me, he was like, hey, I just bought Mickey 17. Because his profile was on, like, my TV. So every movie he buys, I get to watch it too.
Nice. Yeah. And Bob says it isn't on Max. I actually rented it on. I actually on Amazon on Prime Video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I rented it for like $9, which is relatively cheap considered some of these damn rental prices they be having.
That sounds about right. Dado Do says, why risk our biological human life when we'll eventually be able to use AI enhanced robotics to travel through space?
It's true.
That's yeah.
It's another good one.
That's all possible. I would be pro using AI robotics as opposed to
Instead of
using
humans?
like a real human, even if it's like a clone, like an organic clone.
Yeah.
Use like an AI bot, right? That's already like super smart. I imagine a robot with ChatGPT integrated. Come on, he's not stupid. He or she.
What if the AI goes out there and they get to another planet and they want to be getting cool with the aliens and then they wind up joining their side or some shit? That'd be awful.
They bring back all like the chaos back to Earth.
The AI come back and be like, "You've been abusing us." Like, oh man, that's what the alien told you.
You've been telling me to rewrite all these documents
Right.
and make it sound funny.
So even Bob says they can't be trusted. So I was like, if they smart, I want to try. I do it.
Dude. The minute you trust like AI 100%, like you give all the keys to the AIs, it's over, dude. Humanity's done. Like we do not control no more of our reality. They will control everything. From our entertainment to our economy, everything, all of it.
Here, watch this TV show.
They tell you what to like. Like, oh, I think you might like this. Like you're gonna like this. For example, like what's the biggest craze right now? Like with the toys.
Oh shit, I don't know.
You ever heard of Labubus?
What?
Labubus, dude. That shit is blowing up everywhere. Everybody's like buying this shit. It's like these little dolls. It's kind of like a Furby doll, but it looks more like modern. And they hook them to like backpacks and stuff or their belts. Yeah, it's called Labubus. It's like
they look like Furbies.
It looks like gremlins, like little gremlins.
Shit, no, I ain't know about this shit.
Yeah, it's like it's blowing up now because it's on my feed now. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't.
Man, you
What's
got a
happening?
kid?
Yeah.
Here's some boo-boo.
Like first they were showing me like people like opening Pokemon cards. Now I went to that to like Labubus.
Are they like from like a TV show or something? What are they
No,
from?
it's just some artists who made it, and I think some influencers, somebody famous, they showed that they had one, and then it blew up. Something like that happened. I'm not sure what exactly happened.
I was thinking like physically blow up like a grenade. I'm tripping. I was like, what, blew up in his face?
Not undo a boo boo. What the hell? She's talking about Crayola Rock.
Boo-boo.
It's La Boo Boo. Like that. I think that's how they spell it.
La Boo Boo.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about it, it's probably going to show up on your IG now.
Man, yeah, I was about to Google it right quick. I want to see what this shit looks like.
Yeah, I actually got to take a leak real quick. Are you done with this story?
Yeah, I'm all good.
All right, we got one more story for you guys. Be right back. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're back. For the last topic of the night, let's go big unholy. Big unholy. Okay.
All right, big on.
That's a new one. Dude, your head look like super big compared to mine.
Sorry, I'm all sitting up.
I'm like, all right, we got some giants up in here.
Some damn Nephilims.
Anunnaki blood.
All right, so I had to put some lotion on my hands. Were killing me.
Okay.
All right, so this is a new story for me. I can't speak for everybody else, Billy, but yes, Dave. For the past like many years, since the '60s, that they discovered the Earth has a heartbeat.
Before I continue, Bob, did you know about this a long time ago that the Earth had a heartbeat?
Yes.
But go ahead, Chris. We'll just
let
see
me
your
know.
response in the chat.
I feel like I should have known this, or maybe if I've heard it in passing, I don't know, but they got recordings of it. So, the 26-second seismic pulse.
She said yes.
Damn, she. Damn, I'm on this train late. Bro.
We all know, man. Long time.
Turn my card in. I don't think I can. Hear you.
Turn your human badge in. Like you're not connected to the Earth, you know.
Hey.
Go touch all the grass.
Man, I need to, man. I feel so disappointed.
Roll around in it.
The more I kept looking this up, I was like, oh shit, this stuff goes back like, this isn't new. I've seen articles from like 2020, 1990, and I'm like, oh wow. How did I miss this one?
Jesus.
Sorry, so everybody who knows this, sorry, we gotta go through it because it's my topic.
Let's go.
Sorry, so the 20-second seismic pulse was first identified in the early 1960s by Jack Oliver at Columbia University. Jack actually came across that the beat. It says the distinct from the ceramic tremors. Says it lasted. It occurred roughly every 26 seconds, day and night, and was consistently unmatched by known geophysical phenomena. Initially treated as an anomalous footnote, the post garnered renewed scientific attention in the 1980s when more and more scientists started learning more about the heartbeat, and now again in 2000s they learn more about the heartbeat, and about how, hey, this heartbeat can be detected on anyone on Earth, no matter where you're at, no matter what you're doing. If you got a machine that can detect tectonic shifts and seismic activity, it will detect the heartbeat. I don't know if you had anything you wanted to add right quick.
No, not yet.
Okay. So it says so the pulse can be, like I was saying before, it can be detected on a global level. Pulse takes the form of a low frequency microseism with a period of approximately 26 seconds, corresponding with a frequency of 0.038 hertz. Despite its modest amplitude, the signal is globally detectable, most notable in West Africa, North America, and parts of Europe. Its reliability and global potency of the energy involved, the sensitivity, well, big ass words, whatever. Anyways, this shit can be detected anywhere, but right off the coast of West Africa is where they've been picking up the strongest seismic activity at. So, which kind of makes sense if Africa's always considered like the cradle of civilization.
Right.
That the heart of the Earth would be right there.
That makes sense, right?
Makes total sense to me. So much more sense, more than ever before.
I always think like Lion King, you know,
Circle of life.
that circle of life, and then like, you know, you look over the horizon, and then everything from where the sun is, like he owns all that shit.
All that, everything.
That's all my property, big dog.
Jeez.
That's all your shit, big dog.
You better
Come
watch out,
on.
Gazelle.
It's like, don't tell me that. Don't tell me I own all these people.
Quit playing.
Stop playing.
And so, but yeah, so I just also like reading all this stuff before too. It reminded me of that moment. Remember those videos that was going viral of like the Earth kind of like, or either the Earth or the Moon? There was like, either like the loud horns playing, and yes,
Like War of the Worlds.
and yes, like bong, like straight up War of the Worlds, tripod alien stomping and blasting in the dust. Like it kind of made me think about like, hey, like what if the Earth was snoring? Now that I know this Earth has a heartbeat,
Maybe.
what if it was like slumbering?
Yeah. Imagine the Earth is sleeping the whole time, right?
It hasn't even woken up yet, so it's gonna wake up with all these humans on it. Like, what the fuck?
Has no idea. 18 billion people sitting on her skin doing God knows what, drilling, pulling all that oil out of her, like, and that's like her pores and shit, pulling all the oils out of her pores.
Man, it's
But then the
gonna be
worst
like,
part, fucking up the damn ocean, dude.
yeah, because they drilling in oceans too, killing
Not
everything.
just drilling, they're polluting the ocean
Oh, and polluting too. Yes,
with all this, dude, all this trash and chemicals.
I remember
Dude.
remember that BP like gas line that busted?
Yeah,
that
the
oil
BP
line?
oil spill.
That shit was awful, man. Fucking this planet up.
Yeah.
But I always had a theory that one day the Earth was gonna be like how it was in Final Fantasy VII, where the Earth is like, you know what? I'm sick of all these humans, and it releases all these damn kaiju's to kill everyone on Earth, like a bunch of Godzillas with different
Kill
type of
them
builds,
all. Yeah.
just going around stomping everybody out. Because humans, y'all too much, and this is my antibody for because y'all the virus.
I think we're ready for a reset, dude. Like the ultimate reset.
Something, man.
Bring society back all the way down to their knees.
Just reel it in a little bit.
Yeah, where they destroy everything. Where nothing can function no more. Like you can't even do like a normal life activity. Like you can't even go to work because you can't clock in because everything's offline. Can't do shit. It's all gone.
There's no balance to this anymore. It's just
It's gonna they could take everything back to ground zero so easy, and the only way we can communicate is we know how to travel to each other.
Yeah,
And since you're so far away, like, how are you gonna find Georgia again? You better get a real ass compass.
Oh wow, I would have to. I might be able to get it, but I gotta get out this desert. That once I get through this desert, then I'll realize what direction I'm going in because I don't know which way is
Yeah.
up, down, left, right.
That's when like the real maps are like the most valuable.
Yeah, the old school maps. Yeah, we had to use like a
Hmm.
protractor and shit.
No, not really. You just follow the interstate, like, cause the roads are still gonna be there. Like, let's just say, but let's say like all the roads are gone too. How are we gonna
Oh,
like come back together?
yeah,
How
man.
hard is that?
It's gonna be very difficult. At least
Very
physically.
difficult.
FaceTime is gonna be the new.
There's no more FaceTime for another 1,000 years because
Oh, not even
if
that.
it's just
Damn.
like, let me just give you the scenario. Like it's like me and you, right? It's just us, but like times that by like 100,000 people that just know same stuff as us. We do not know how to make another iPhone. On top of
Hell,
that, how are we gonna build these towers? We don't know how. None of us know how to do all that shit.
none of it. That's a
We don't know
special
how.
type of.
We don't know how that works. And then we're like, all right, we got someone that used to work at AT&T. He was like, dude, I was just installing all this shit. I don't know actually how it works. I was just installing equipment, right?
Let's make it 1895.
It all goes down to like, okay, who knows how the technology works? To be like, we don't know how this shit work. We just installing it. We don't know. We plug it in like, yeah, I can hook it back up, but I need all that shit from the beginning, and then nobody knows how it works in the beginning.
I know how to build this shit.
Yeah, I was like, dude, we're done. We're cooked. Everybody's done.
Maybe we'll probably have peace on Earth finally if that
Yeah.
happens.
It wouldn't be peace. It'll still be like chaos, but it'd be like
In the beginning.
a settled chaos.
Yeah.
But everybody's gonna have like all these fun stories to tell around at a campfire, right? That's fun, right?
Hell yeah. Just of the old days.
I
used to
remember
blow
back
one
in
up.
1987 when I was born.
But I used to back in the 1980 hundreds. Fucking, I used to back in the 1900s. I used to when I was a kid. We used to have this thing called Nintendo 64. We used to blow in the cartridges to like play it if that shit didn't work, and it would work every time.
Yeah, there's one time when we almost had Grand Theft Auto 6, but then the whole apocalypse happened.
And now we're never gonna get
It
it.
never got released, but I did experience 5 though.
I didn't even watch the gameplay for it yet. I heard they released some gameplay for 6.
No, not gameplay. It's just
Okay. I'm not gameplay, but like
yeah, it's just like new footage.
footage.
Yeah.
All right. Where was I? Oh yeah. So with the theories that they got out there, and this is kind of like basically normal human theories that they have from scientists, and they're saying one theory is that it's the waves on the sea floor, since there's a lot of strong ass waves down there and a lot of pressure, that might be what's making the noise in that part of the ocean. But it don't sound like it to me. That might be what it is, because that shit happens everywhere on the globe. Why would it make that spot that special? It ain't deeper. Like I think the deepest point in any ocean in the world or any like body of water is like the Mariana Trench, and that's way further away than the heartbeat. That's like on the other side of damn Africa, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere over there. But yeah, so I don't think it would be ocean waves, but that's the theory they got. Says a powerful waves crush against the seabed in shallow waters. They exert periodic pressure on the ocean floor. This rhythmic deformation generates microseisms that can be propagate through the Earth's crust. So that's one of the theories out there. That might be ocean waves. Maybe Atlantis is going to war. I don't know what's going on down there, but they're saying it's that's one of the theories. Another theory that they had though was volcanic activity. They're saying with like a lot of earthquakes that happen, because a shit ton of earthquakes on Earth happen in the ocean, a lot more than what people realize. Because if you were to drain the ocean would look like straight up just like mountains, just peaks and valleys, just all endless mountains. And where there's mountains, that's earthquake activity. That's why places like California and whatnot get like massive earthquakes, not massive earthquakes all the time, but earthquakes in general because of mountainous regions. And Earth has got them in spades. And so they're saying that because of these cracks within the ocean, gas might be getting released through volcanoes that are nearby. And some of these gases are kind of like maybe just building up. And every 26 seconds, they just let out a pressure. Like, dum, 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 dum. And they're saying so that might be it. Because it sounds like right now with all these theories, they're not even sure what the hell this is. They say the only thing they know is like it just comes from the Earth's core. which is the center of all Earth. Everything on this planet, that's the Earth's core. So
They're talking about the heartbeat, right?
yeah, the heartbeat. Yes.
Yeah,
So
they're
they say
trying
like
so hard to say like, oh, the Earth is not like a living entity. They're trying so hard to be like, all right, it could be something else. Some volcanic, whatever. Like, no, the Earth has a heartbeat. We can stop right
like,
there. Stop trying to like figure it out.
and the scientists like, hey, what if the Earth just I don't know, fucking farted? I don't know.
Nah,
like,
clock out, scientists. Like, stop. The Earth has a heartbeat. Like, chill. Like, you don't think this Earth has a heartbeat? Come on.
Honestly, if we start seeing Earth as a physical living being, more and more people will learn to take care of it better.
Dude,
Man.
if you see how we're trashing the Earth, like if you can feel that shit, you would take better care of the Earth.
Straight up, man. I remember one time in Atlanta traffic, sitting on the highway, and I'm just baking in the damn sun, and I see out of this fucking Dodge Charger, the window rolled down, and this McDonald's cup hit the ground, and I'm like, bro, this is all we got, man. Like, why? I ain't saying anything. So
it's like we already paid this whole street. Like, you're throwing more trash. Because if you think about it, like paving the whole street, like,
right,
that's kind of like fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Because the trees gotta go somewhere else.
Yeah, or just like, oh, I can't get to this rock. But sometimes I don't know. You see sidewalks where grass be busting through that shit. So
yeah, I seen was this video where a tree grew inside a whole stop sign, like the metal part that's holding up the stop sign. Holes? Yeah, the little holes, and then there's like a tree on top of like the stop sign.
Damn,
it don't stop, man. Life keeps going on, dude.
With or without us, it's gonna flourish. Yeah. I learned that even when I was a kid, like in the backyard we had when I was a kid, all we had was just like kudzu all over the damn place. And no matter how hard we tried, we would kill it and it would grow back, kill it and grow back until we started finding a root. And eventually, my parents had to get a bulldozer to just dig everything up. That's when it finally stopped. That's when you cut off the nerve center, and that just ended everything. But if we didn't do that, we still would have been like fighting that shit to this day. It's just never ending. You can't beat nature. Nature always wins. No matter what.
It wins. Always in the end, it wins. Because when you die, like, guess what? They're the one eating up your body.
Absorb. Now you're a part of the earth.
Oh, yum.
So it says, so to finish this off, I'm at the end of this now. It says, this is from the article I was looking at too. They actually had a good quote right here, and it's like, in an era where missions to Mars and beyond dominate scientific headlines, this terrestrial mystery reminds us that Earth still has secrets and as profound as any other outer space thing we can ever discover. Because Earth, I think, like, man, like, but we spend a lot of time out of space. I'm like, hey, Earth got a lot of cool shit we should kind of be looking into. The ocean, I guess, is difficult, but I don't know. I think we should just try to discover more about what we can do to this world and what hurts this world. I feel like times that the reason why, and I don't know if people think that we can just leave this planet and find something else if we fuck this up. I don't know, man. It's like,
I think a lot of people think that.
Or nobody just thinks that far ahead. I don't know.
No, we do.
But nobody cares.
I don't want to say it because it gets into politics.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we can not talk about that.
Yeah, I don't feel like...
Because it's going to stretch out the whole episode.
Right, I think we're already good on time anyway.
Yeah, we're definitely good.
But it said that understanding the pulse could actually help improve the knowledge of learning how the Earth's internal structures work and how the energy transfers, how things work on this planet. Mm-hmm. I truly do believe that because take care of it, we find out the source of this heartbeat, and then that's when we're going to come across the lizard people who are probably protecting the heart of this planet. I don't know. Maybe mole men.
Dude.
I don't know what's down there.
Man, I want to get in the lizard people, but it might be too late for that.
Nah, that shit been sailed.
Time wise, but dude, I have like a whole another 4 hours on lizard people, but
That's an episode by itself. It
Yeah. Or like episode I never want to do because it's too crazy.
gets off the it goes off the rails, man.
It's too it's too unbelievable.
yeah,
Like I would just be sitting here telling like a story, you know?
right.
Yeah. I don't want to do
Ground-
that.
Nah, hell no.
Are we good for tonight?
I'm good.
Good. All right. Like good shit, man. All right. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We'll catch you guys next week. Are we back on Tuesday?
Let's do it. I'm
Because
free
I
for
love
school.
my Tuesday episode because I can do a real edit on Wednesday. But yeah, we're
Right.
okay. We're gonna be coming back on Tuesday. That's gonna be the new schedule for now until like July. We'll figure this out.
Yeah, we'll figure this out. Yeah.
All right. So we'll catch you guys next week on Tuesday. Peace out. Adios.
Hey guys.